platform. Today we are going to start up with a new chapter, which is chapter number 22, chemical coordination and integration. So what we are going to learn in this chapter, we are going to learn some endocrine glands in it. We are going to learn hormones, about hormones, and many more things. Okay, so it's basically endocrine glands and its hormones. We are going to study in this chapter. So let's begin with this chapter. In this chapter, uh, we are going to talk about the special kind of coordination and integration that are provided, and it is provided, and these functions are carried out by none other than our hormones. Okay, so the neural system and the endocrine system jointly coordinate with each other and regulates the physiological works of functions of our body. So what are endocrine glands? Endocrine glands are those glands which lack ducts, means they doesn't have ducts, means they are ductless glands, and their secretion we call as hormone. Their secretion we call as hormone. So we have a classical definition of hormone, which is hormones are the non-nutrient chemicals. Hormones are the non-nutrient chemicals which act as intercellular messenger and produce in trace amounts. What are hormones? Hormones are those, in this now you need to learn only 3 points in the definition, and it is saying that hormones are nothing but they are non-nutrient chemicals. They are non-nutrient chemicals. They act as intercellular messenger. They act as intercellular messenger, and they are produced in trace amounts. Okay, so this is what the classical definition we have of hormone. So hormones are nothing but the non-nutrient chemicals which act as intercellular messenger. Intercellular messenger means the messengers which will pass the information inside the cells. Intercellular. Okay, and they are producing trace amounts, means they are producing less amount. Okay, they are producing less amount. Trace amount may produce होता है. So this is the classical definition we have of hormones, and we are going to study like in the invertebrates. It possesses a very simple endocrine system, because they are invertebrates, no? So they will have the most simple endocrine system. And but if we are talking about the vertebrates, they are provided with a large number of chemicals, and these chemicals act as hormones. So they actually provide the coordination in the vertebrates. Okay, and next the endocrine system is described here. First let's see this diagram. Here we have hypothalamus, this is pineal gland, this is pituitary gland, this is thyroid and parathyroid, this is thymus. Okay, and this is pancreas, this is adrenal, okay? This is pancreas, and these are gonads, ovary in females and testes in males. So let's talk about the human endocrine system. So human endocrine system gets constituted of the parts combinedly formed from endocrine glands and hormones. So endocrine glands and our hormones collectively forms our endocrine system. Okay, so we have some hormones. We have pancreas hormone, we have pituitary hormone, we have pineal hormone, we have parathyroid hormone, we have thyroid hormone, we have thymus hormone, we have adrenal hormone, and we have gonads also. So these are some of the hormones we have, and some other organs like our liver, like our kidney, heart, and our gastrointestinal tract also secrete some hormones, produce some hormones. Okay, that we are going to learn about later. So gastrointestinal tract, liver, kidney, heart also produces some hormones. Okay, and let's talk about the hypothalamus first. So What is hypothalamus? Hypothalamus is present in the basal part of diencephalon. It is present in the basal part of diencephalon, and its function is to regulate the spectrum of body functions. It contains some group of neurosecretory cell which are called as nuclei. The group of neurosecretory cell is called as nuclei, and the work of the nuclei is to produce that hormones. And we have in hypothalamus, the hormones are divided into two parts. First is releasing hormone, second one is inhibiting hormone. Okay, releasing hormones are those hormones which will stimulate the secretion of pituitary hormones, and inhibiting hormones are those hormones which will inhibit, means they will resist and doesn't allow the secretion of pituitary hormone. So these two kinds of hormones we have in our hypothalamus, and we have example even in the book. So the example is GnRH. RH means it is a releasing hormone. So it will stimulate. Sorry, the full form is gonadotropin releasing hormone, and the function of it to stimulate the pituitary synthesis and the release of gonadotrophins. On the other hand, we have a hormone somatostatin. Somatostatin is a inhibiting hormone, and it will inhibit, means resist the release of growth hormone from the pituitary. Okay, and these hormones are originate from the hypothalamic neurons and passes through our axons and released through the nerve ending. Okay, these are released through our nerve ending. This will pass through our axon, originate from hypothalamus neurons, pass through our axons, and will release through the nerve ending. Release through the nerve ending. Done. Next, it is saying that these hormones reach the pituitary gland through the portal circulatory system, and they regulate our function of anterior pituitary. But the posterior, we have two pituitary. We have anterior pituitary, and we have posterior pituitary. Okay, so the hormones regulate the function of our anterior pituitary, but the posterior pituitary is under the direct control of our hypothalamus. They don't need the hormones. Okay? Next, we are going to talk about the pituitary gland. So let's first discuss this diagram. So this is hypothalamus. This is our hypothalamus. This is our hypothalamus. Okay, and this is the hypothalamic neurons. This is so simple to learn, right? I don't need even to explain it. These are portal circulation. Portal circulation. This is posterior pituitary. This is posterior pituitary, and this is anterior pituitary. This is posterior. This is posterior, and this is anterior pituitary. Okay. So this is the diagrammatic relationship of pituitary and relation of hypothalamus. So let's discuss that where it is located and what kind of hormones they secrete in the pituitary gland by the pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland is located in the bony cavity, which we call sella turcica. So it is present in the bony cavity. Sorry, I was saying body cavity. It is present in the bony cavity. Which we called as sella turcica. Okay, and it is attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk. It is attached to our hypothalamus. So we have like the anatomy of the pituitary gland. Because of the anatomy of the pituitary gland, we have divided the pituitary gland into two parts. First one is adenohypophysis. Second is neurohypophysis. Okay, so because of the anatomy, we have divided pituitary gland into two parts, which is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Okay, so adenohypophysis is also consisting of two parts, which is pars distalis and pars intermedia. Okay, let me take some page. Okay, let me describe it here. what was it saying? It is saying that we have the pituitary gland, which is present in sella turcica. Okay, and it is connected to the hypothalamus by a stalk. And the anatomy of pituitary gland, divides it into two parts. The anatomy of pituitary gland divides it into two parts: adenohypophysis, and neurohypophysis. Okay, and adenohypophysis also consists of two parts, which is pars distalis and pars intermedia. Pars distalis and pars intermedia. The neurohypophysis is also called as pars nervosa. Pars nervosa, and that pars distalis is none other than our anterior pituitary. It is our anterior pituitary. Okay, and that pars nervosa is posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary. Okay, and the hormones which are released by them are very important to learn. So we have pars distalis and we have pars nervosa, right? So these are our commonly anterior pituitary, and the hormones produced by anterior pituitary, 6 hormones gets produced by it. Okay, 6 hormones gets produced by it. What are these hormones? These hormones are GH, growth hormone, prolactin, PRL, thyroid stimulating hormone, adenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone. These hormones you have to learn. Okay, I think I should write. You can learn it by the like short form, like you can learn. GH, we have 6 hormones are released. No, GH is released, PRL, prolactin. Okay, next we have thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. We have ACTH, which is adenocorticotropic hormone. Next we have LH, luteinizing hormone. Then we have FSH, which is follicle stimulating hormone. Try to learn it by the short form. You will find it easier to learn. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about pars intermedia. In humans, pars intermedia is almost merged with pars distalis. So neurohypophysis, I told you, it is also called as pars nervosa and posterior pituitary. It has some hormones, and sorry, I forget to tell you that pars intermedia also secretes one hormone. Pars distalis secretes 6 hormones: GH, PRL, TSH, ACTH, and LH, FSH. 6 hormones we get from pars distalis, and pars intermedia secretes only one hormone, which is MSH.